How's everybody doing? Figured I would come on here and do one of these. My subscribers seem to enjoy them. If you're from, sorry about that, a little bit of an itch on the outside of my nose. If you're from Missouri, then you do realize that we've had a lot of weird weather here lately. It's been kind of cold, it's been kind of hot, it's been kind of just kind of from day to day. And if you know me, you know that I'm kind of sort of going through some stuff in my own personal life right now. Kind of finding just the direction that God is sending me. And, anyways, that's kind of why I wanted to get on here. Wanted to discuss an incident. Now, as you fine folks know, especially if you watch this, you know that I'm not old, but I'm not young either. I'm a 35-year-old guy. I'm sorry, 36. Anyways, 36 years old. So, I go to put in for a position with a place around here, a job. They have a detail shop. Great. I mean, I've been around vehicles most of my life. Cleaned vehicles, detailed vehicles, checked oil on vehicles, changed tires, wheels, whatever. So, I went down there and I put in for it. Well, it's not too far from my house. I'm thinking, this is going to be nice. Or should I say it's not too far from the house I'm at now. I'm thinking, man, this is going to be nice. And it was decent weather. I mean, there was plenty of room around the place. Well, okay, I get out of my vehicle. First thing that happens, salesman comes up. Imagine that, car light, salesman comes up. Well, how's it going? How can I help you? I said, well, I'm here to speak with the guy in charge, and I'm not going to name his name, but I will say the dealership at the end of this. But anyways, I'm here to talk with the guy in charge. And obviously, if you can't tell, I am outside. So if you hear the wind or whatever, and if I hear a car, I'm going to try to pause. So I asked for the guy in charge. Oh yeah, right over here. Well, he proceeds to hand me a paper application. Well, alright. Okay. I already filled out an online application. Figured that'd be good enough and have the same information a paper one would. But that's fine. Filled out the paper application. Really liked my background. Really seemed to like my background. He said, so you're 36 years old, huh? I said, yes, sir. Well, that's when he kind of looked at me funny. And that's when the mood kind of changed. He goes, man, I just wish you were a touch younger. I said, okay. He said, but I'd like for you to meet the other guy back in the part that you're going to be working at, the detail part. I said, okay. So he proceeds to call the guy that I would potentially be working with. Well, I have no quorum against this guy, nothing against this guy whatsoever. He's doing his job, I understand that. And I understand people even have a bad day. I have bad days, everybody else has bad days. That's why pencils have erasers. That's why people rewrite things sometimes. Anyways, tries to call this guy doesn't answer. Tries to call him again, guy doesn't answer again. Finally, I'd say around the 4th or 5th time, I believe, the guy finally answers. He had to take his wife to work. I even understand that. But he will be right here. It wasn't a do you want to go home? It was he will be right here within a little bit. Now granted, they didn't specify what a little bit meant. I was just told he'd be here in a little bit. Okay, I got my phone. I can play on my phone, whatever. I can go through posts on my phone. I understand I'm at a dealership. I don't really want another vehicle. Don't really need another vehicle, especially when you have no money to pay for a vehicle. So, as I'm sitting there, I'm playing on my phone, and certain salesmen are doing certain things because it was the end of the year, and they were trying to sell something on the last day of the year, and you hear promises everywhere and up and down, and I'm like, man, it seems like there's a lot of promising going on. Well, I look up. 45 minutes had passed. Okay. Finally, the guy that I had been talking to, the man in charge, that, if you were younger, Wish you were younger. Well, he turns around. He's like, yeah, the other guy's about here. Now, granted, I don't know his name. And even if I did, I wouldn't say it on here. Because I have nothing against him. So, he showed up. And we talked. Wanted to kind of know my background. Wondered how I would feel with a younger person in charge. That's fine with me. Then I talked with the other guy that seemed to be doing it for a while. Started kind of asking questions back and forth, up and down, side to side. And the other guy goes, yeah, they'll more than likely hire you. I said, okay. The one guy's like, yeah, you seem like a nice enough guy. Love to give you a chance. And then I proceed to ask a question kind of about when insurance would start. I think that's what it was. Well, then they give me a handbook. Well, yeah, I haven't signed a non-compete clause. I haven't said I'm going to show up the first day at work. And I get given a handbook. So I don't know what's in this handbook. Nor do I care at this point, to be honest with you. I was going to bring it home and look at it and see if information had changed. But I was told, oh yeah, we'll call you back and we'll have the final decision. And oh, but be ready to work now. Be ready to work. We flow through some cars down here, some trucks down here, and be ready to work now. Well, alright. First week I called 3 times. And the guy happened to be busy 2 out of the 3 times. And then on the 3rd time, oh, he'll call you back. Okay, first off, I understand when people are busy. And especially when you're selling cars. People are going to be busy. But, that being said, when I say I'm going to call somebody back, I call them back. Second week happened, came and went. For some odd reason, oh, we'll call you back. And that was what I was told. Awesome. Great. Really good. Now obviously, at this point in time, I was bored at night, but it wasn't last night. So I kind of knew what to expect. 3rd week, at this point, came and went, and I called him twice. Well, finally get a hold of somebody. Apparently, he's either I don't know, he's somebody in charge of the dealership. He's not the main head guy, but he's like second in line in charge of the dealership down there. Seemed to be like a pretty decent guy, like a pretty nice guy. And I will give you his name. I believe he said his name was Tyler. And he said, and I quote just about, but obviously with my redneck behind it, he said, yeah, I'll call and ask. He says, I'll call and get his opinion and ask. And I said, that would be great. I said, I kind of don't want to waste his or your time anymore. And if it is what I think it is, I just wish you would call. Well, okay. So he puts me on hold. I'm kind of thinking to myself, yeah, they're not going to hire me. They're going to make up something. Something's going to be said, some malarkey or something. Anyways, they won't think this, they don't think that, whatever some of these employers think. And you guys know how it is if you've ever been looking for a job. Well, then he gets back on the phone and he's like, yeah, it's a no, but man, we wish you were just a touch younger. We'd love for you to work with us. Well, at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit heated. I wasn't mad, but I was a little heated about the whole incident. Now, also remember, I don't think he knows that I have that book. And you know what? I don't know what that is even in that book. There could be trade secrets in that book. I don't know. Well, I made up my mind that I was going to rate them on Google, because I am about the king of rating people on Google right now. So, I turned around and I rated them. I gave them 1 star. Told them the story that I just told you. And I don't know how many people believe it or how many people don't. Now, the name of this dealership is James River Ford. They are in Ozark, Missouri. And if it would be me and I was looking for a vehicle, I would not go to them. I don't even know if I would have them do parts or anything with my Ford or vehicles. I looked at their ratings. Now, granted, their rating is a 4.2 before I put my rating in. Yeah, but you can tell it's been doctored. You can tell there's certain people that have done weird things in their rating systems. You can tell that different names have been used. I always go to the negative ratings personally. If I'm picking a place to buy a vehicle, I go to the negative ratings first. And I'm not saying that I even believe them all. But if there are more negative ratings than positive ratings, I kind of tend to give the dealership more of my business because I know that some of these people have been honest about what they're saying. And I also look more toward like how the salesman acts. If he's jumpy, if he's weird, if he's kind of touchy feely type, or if he's one of those promising me the world and then all of a sudden it's a $5,000 payment on something. But like I said, I would definitely not go to James River Ozark or to James River Ford in Ozark, Missouri. At least right now, I can tell you that I'm not going to go there. I don't want to work there. I need a job very badly. And I still am not going to go there. The funny thing is, and I mean funny ironic, not funny haha, is when you go to Indeed and you're looking about the jobs, they're still hiring for that position. What really grinds my gears is he didn't even give me a chance. And I don't know what is going on with the job market these days, but no one is giving anybody a chance. Now, I'm not going to say that I haven't done many things in my life, because I have. I've been a welder. I've been a maintenance man. I worked on batteries for a while. I worked on trucks. I've worked fences. I've done a bunch of different things. I was a baker for a while, baker's assistant, washed trays, washed dishes, worked at Taco Bell, done a lot of different things in my life, and had a lot of different jobs and a ton of different bosses. Age doesn't freak me out with a boss. Old, young. If you're my boss, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. Female doesn't freak me out if you're my boss. Yet again, if you're my boss, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. What really ground my gears about this whole thing is they said if you were younger. Now, that's got to be something that they could get in trouble for. And I don't know if anybody has been big and bad enough to give them ratings. I don't care. But I do know one thing. I recommend that you do not buy a vehicle at James River Ford in Ozark, Missouri. I recommend you stay as far away as you can. And I kind of am to where, since James River has certain dealerships all over Missouri now, I don't know if I'm going to even trust some of them with my business or my money. And obviously, I know I don't have a ton of followers on here. And I know 99% of you are probably watching this and going, well, maybe he's unhireable because he's got a bad attitude or because he's got a salty disposition or whatever it may be. It's kind of like a pinprick, people. I can take a lot. I can get pinpricked one time and it's fine. It hurts, but you get over it. But picture a million pinpricks and all these, unfortunately, trust me, when it's a cookie cutter email like that, I know that you haven't read it. You're hitting a button. Yeah, you don't even see my background. You're just hitting a button that's saying no. You're file 13 in it, like what they called it years ago. I'm just kind of sick of it right now. I'm trying not to let it get on my nerves. I'm trying not to let it do that. But it is kind of doing that in its own way. So I'm thinking about other things. And I'll also tell you another thing. I still got the handbook. I'm going to give them clear till tomorrow. I think that's fair because that'll be about a week. And if they haven't got back a hold of me about wanting the handbook, then it is for sale. I will give somebody a very good deal on it. Obviously, I will not ship, and I don't ship overseas. So if you are in the Springfield, Rogersville, Nixa, Ozark, Missouri area, you can definitely message me on here. And if you'd like to buy it, I will sell it to you at a cheap rate. Obviously, the further you are away from me, the more I got to charge you, and I'm sorry. I will probably start it off at $20 or $30, and I know a lot of people are like, $20 or $30. Listen, you guys don't know what this holds. This has numbers even on it. This was a person's handbook, for goodness sakes. I don't know what is in it. It could have any number of things in it or on it. And it could have trade secrets in it. I don't care. I don't know. All I know is I own it now, and it will be for sale probably tomorrow. Obviously, if you want to look that up on Facebook Marketplace, please do that. Obviously, like, share, and I know a lot of you aren't subscribed, so please subscribe to this. This has been a compilation of things I wanted to do in my life. Obviously, if you make fun of me in any type sort of way, I'm going to delete your comment. I don't have to put up with it. And yes, I know I'm a redneck. Yes, I know I have a big head. I also don't have very much hair. So, we'll go on from there. But like my buddy Red Green always says, you know what? Keep your stick on the ice. And I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.